to say, bro?
No.
Wait, hold on. Wait. So continuing on, the first half you saw was the first half of the Papi Negro podcast. So now we're going to start with, this is part 2. Hey, this is Phil Eastway for the Papi Negro podcast. I got my dog, Rubber Bass, and L.A. Hardy.
What's up, yo?
My dog is on behind the boards.
Yeah.
And now this is part 2. Now what you going to say?
I mean, I don't even know if it's really going to be that long. I watched last week's episode, and I realized that at the time that y'all recorded it, all of the bullshit hadn't come out. And I reached out to you, and I was like, yo, when we going to get together? Because I want to talk about it. Mm-hmm. And I think it's real perfect that you're here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because now we're talking about generational differences and things of that nature.
Right.
So the situation I'm talking about is the tryout for Colin Kaepernick.
Okay.
Oh, yay. Oh, yay.
So my whole thing was when it came out, I had this instant message group with my brothers. Mm-hmm. And so they posted it. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And it was kind of a yay type moment. And what I gave them was a quote. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Let me handle my business.
Yeah.
Damn. And so I put it there, I let it go. And as the conversation continued to roll, I realized they didn't get the gist of what my statement was.
Right.
So I had to remind them that quote came from a song to where Jay-Z was defending his actions when he double-crossed Dame Dash and
got rid of the rest of
them. When he got rid of Rockefeller. And so I felt like it was a ploy. I think the best quote that I heard after the tryout was, I think it was Max.
Max Kellerman?
The one that does the show with Stephen A?
Yeah, Max Kellerman.
Or it might have been Nick Wright. One of them.
Okay.
The person wasn't black. That's my whole point. Mm-hmm. And their comment was, I was caught off guard because for the most part, the Colin Kaepernick situation had went away.
Yeah.
I agree.
For the most part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like, for me, you know, the thing with my brothers was, it was kind of their thing of like, okay, now I can back Jay-Z going into the NFL. And my whole thing is like, no, you can't. And what made me think about it was like, when you made the statement, business, you know, the difference between a business and that's the thing. Like, he made a move that was a business move. Economically speaking,
Jay-Z
made an economic move. And you ever seen the barbershop where I think it's part 3, or no, it's part 2, where the barbershop opened across the street?
Yeah, I just watched it.
And then at the end of the movie, when the community had decided to stay with Cube, and then the cricket congressman was over there with the new business owner, and he was like, well, I guess we got to get back to the drawing board. And he was like, we? Like, I feel like that's Jay-Z's position. Like, yo, hey, I bought you what you wanted. Jay-Z to me was a piece to where they were like, okay, economically speaking, it's not making a huge difference, but we need the black audience back for those who were boycotting.
Yeah.
So
all 5 of them.
All 5 of them.
Yeah. But you know what? The NFL...
Because my whole thing with that was when the NFL was like, oh, so you niggas ain't watching, that's fine. We'll go across the pond. And now we got 2 games over there and about to take a team.
We might have a team.
And about to take a team.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we'll let you come in. But here's
not to
where...
interrupt you, but who do you think is going to own that team?
So the whole thing is, what you did was you grabbed Jay-Z because of what he looked like.
Yeah.
And here's what I mean by what he looked like. Jay-Z came out and was like, yo, I'm not doing the halftime show, and now I implore anybody with common decency and respect not to either.
Right.
So then certain people
Forces
start
their hand.
saying, oh, well, I'm not going to do the show. I'm not going to do the show. All right, so now you got a talking head. That's what it looks like. Okay, well, he can pull a couple people. Honestly, I can't. I think Janet and her tit was the last time I watched a halftime show.
It was the last time it was good. They've been trash for a decade.
Nobody's really watching the halftime show to give him the credit for that. So my whole thing was, one, it was bullshit to begin with. Like, there was no need to give him a tryout. I think that now that the truth done came out, there was...
Back up one second. It wasn't they gave him a tryout. He did that on his own.
Wait, what?
That was his thing. He put that together.
No. He didn't. The NFL called him.
He put together
and was
the one
like,
at the...
I'm talking about
high
the latest
school.
one.
The high school.
Right.
The high school one, yeah.
That was him.
He put together the high school, but so it was a fucked up situation.
All right.
I'm coming to you today telling you I want to give you a tryout Tuesday. But this could be big for you, but you can't have nothing that you can leak out. So apparently, I think
And you have to sign this paperwork that signs away some of your rights.
Yeah, and basically what the paper was doing was setting him up because it was legality. It wasn't the same
Make him be
shit.
quiet.
Yeah. So like my whole thing was one. I told my brothers, don't throw Jay-Z a ticker tape parade yet. This is business. Like I'm gonna do what it is that I'm gonna do because now, and correct me if I'm wrong, who's over the halftime show now?
I don't even know. I thought it was still Jay-Z deciding.
No, I think it's like Shakira and J-Lo.
Okay.
I think they're
Yeah,
doing it.
well, it's in Miami.
No,
It's
no,
gonna be
not who's doing it. Who's over it?
Who's producing
deciding
it?
Who's deciding?
Who's deciding
Who's
it?
the
And I
decider?
think you're right. I think it's Jay-Z. Like, okay, so here's what
That
we're
was
gonna
the
give
position
you.
he was given, yeah.
Here's what we're gonna give you. And I think people, it was the same thing my brother said about the whole Nike deal. Like, I had this dude go on my page and he was like, yo, Nike's using him just as much as, like, you know, Nike's full of shit, blah, blah, blah. No. It's a mutual decision.
Right.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they gave him what, $30 million?
Oh, a shitload of money.
Okay, so he got what he wanted, and yeah, at the same time, whether they used him or not, he's still getting his message out there. Like, my whole thing was, it was something y'all said that, and I can't remember, so I should have wrote it down, but it was like, it wasn't a situation it wasn't the best situation for Kaepernick, and I think it wasn't the best situation for the league. I think they tried to do...
Didn't he get paid already?
He did.
All right,
I couldn't understand.
All right, so here's what happened with that. I'm super
Go ahead.
obsessed with this.
Go ahead.
So Kaepernick got a settlement. It's undisclosed.
Right.
So did Eric Reed. From
Right.
what we hear, it was not a lot of money.
Isn't Eric Reed still in the league?
He is
He's
in
still-
the
he's
league
still
again.
playing
The
for the
Panthers
Panthers.
signed him. He is playing right now. He's on my bench in a league where I have defensive players. But Kaepernick has never gotten another start. The argument forever from league owners, from leagues, are that they don't want to deal with white audiences telling him to fuck off.
Basically, yeah.
Because he might kneel, which is ridiculous. Whatever. There are tons of players who still kneel. And tons of teams who still have players who kneel.
But they're not the face behind
They're not
it,
the
though.
face of the franchise, but whatever, fine. So here we are.
Not face of the franchise, but he is the person
Face
that
of the
started
movement.
the movement.
Yeah.
Good point. But so here's where we are. We're in 2019. How many teams have shitty quarterbacks currently?
A lot.
That was the point I wanted to make.
Well,
It's 32.
that's-
It's 32
yeah.
teams, and you cannot name 10 quarterbacks that's better than Kaepernick right now.
Well, I'll throw it out better to you. You have 32 teams. How many of those teams have a quarterback that plays all 16 games?
Ooh,
5?
Yeah. Russell
You
Wilson.
gotta have a good backup anyway.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
matter what. And you've
Yeah.
seen the quality of some of them. But
Yeah.
you can't force somebody to put them on the team, and I get that. My take on what you were saying is, while I don't want to give Jay-Z necessarily a ticker tape parade, I can't necessarily fault the guy.
No.
Because who the fuck else is going to step up and say something or do something? Because Jay-Z ain't doing this for right now. He's playing it for 5 years down the road. He's playing chess.
Well, yeah, the chess he's playing is he wants a team. That's
Well,
why
that's
he's
what I'm
doing
saying.
it. He
That's
wants a
what's
team.
coming.
Right.
That's what's coming.
Because I know you guys
So
said a team's going to London. If a team's going to London, it's the Jaguars. Because they're owners from London.
Or a new team.
No, they're not. Because if they do a
could-
new team, they had to add 4 more.
They
So
can go.
How are you going to add a single team?
They could go expansion with 2 teams in Europe.
You made me think of something that is very smart. Because, especially with the black community, black society, I hate
Yeah.
saying community.
Yeah, but-
Society, black
Yeah.
society. Is that, we're so moved by race talk.
Yeah.
I'll give an example. Black Friday, people there's always that one person that wants to shit on people. Oh, Black Friday, they were selling slaves on whatever.
That's not a
But in
thing. Yeah.
actuality, it's because of financial. If you're in the red,
Right.
you're in the black.
Yeah. Right.
So they were in Chicago. They would sell stuff for low, but people would steal all the time. So they made it a national thing to control people stealing excess products. But people latch on to that and go, "Oh, we got to do that." So much so that when something happens where a black person is killed, I do research. A lot of people see that 15-minute clip and go, "Man, that black. Oh, how can they do that to someone?" When you want to see the whole clip, you're called the Uncle Tom. You one of them.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying. So
And I think it depends. It depends. And the one video that I'm gonna latch on to is the one where the innocent bystander happened to be walking by when the dude was running off and you saw him get shot, and then the dude was
UPS?
recording long enough to see the officer try to plant the gun on him.
Oh yeah, it's the dude that like the black dude that ran
Yeah.
off, but he had bad knees.
Yeah,
So the
so-
white guy shot him and walked behind.
Oh yeah. That was South Carolina.
Yeah.
So
The
with,
dude was
with-
running, and the dude was just. I mean, he.
I don't
laser
need to
sighted
know
him.
what happened before that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But that's
The
an
dude was
isolated
running.
incident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think like research is key. Sometimes
Yeah.
I don't comment on stuff for the same reason.
Yeah. Right.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna
Yeah.
just let the stuff come out. I mean, and then a lot of times by the time the truth does come out, I don't comment because I already know it's gonna be a
Exactly.
shit show.
Well, there's that, and it's also a desensitizing going on too.
Yeah.
I mean, tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up. I'm going to get my phone. I'm going to look at Instagram. Guarantee you, there's going to be something on there that's going to piss me off along those lines if I let it.
Yeah.
Without research,
Yeah.
just that video,
Yeah.
and it's happening so often that you become desensitized, and you almost have to do what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
it's all a
Because
game.
you can't just
Yeah.
automatically knee-jerk react to every fucking thing.
And it's a game because like that'll happen, and you got to understand with the anger we can have with our society, it's marketable because H&M, all these companies got to realize when you publish certain stuff. Oh, I didn't know this could be racist. That's why they have a whole PR, marketing research, and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Because they know when they do that, people talk about it.
Yeah.
And then
No, the
And-
problem
and-
is the people in those departments aren't brown. 99.9%.
No. But they're
They are.
thinking. But
They're
They're
thinking.
not. No,
There's
I
a-
promise you. I've like sat to those trainings. Like I've seen what those groups do. Even in my own personal job, the PR people at my job, like at the higher ups where I work, which if you know who I am, you know. If you don't, fuck it, I don't care. It's a group of white ladies who have no idea.
I
And it's
will
common.
disagree with you on that point
And I-
because I come from marketing of cigarettes. And
Cigarettes is different. They were always
No.
10
wait,
feet
they're,
ahead.
they're always, well, they've got us there.
Yeah.
But you may not have a fucking voice.
cigarette.
I'll give you
marketing.
one specific example.
privy to what really going on.
Actually, two. The first one was back in probably the 90s. Tommy Hilfiger came out with some shit. He said, I don't make these clothes for black people. So
Did he
we
really
point-
say that?
Yeah, he
Because
said,
he was on Oprah saying
he
that.
100% said
he
that.
said that shit.
Yeah.
So he went on Oprah denying it.
Yeah, he.
Well,
of course
everybody
he
gonna
said
deny
that
it.
Of
shit.
course he did. But that brought attention to his brand anyway. And for a while, we did the same thing we did just recently with Gucci. I'm bringing all my Gucci back.
H&M,
They don't give
yeah.
a fuck. They
We
already
weren't
got your
buying
money.
it.
They already got
We
your
weren't
money.
buying it.
I worked for RJR Tobacco in 1990 to 93. We were a company that came up with a cigarette just for black people. You ain't never heard of it, but you can look it up. It's called Uptown.
Yeah, I did a paper on Uptown in college. Yeah, no,
My
it's
name is on that shit.
really. Oh shit.
Because I was working there and they wanted me to go to Philly and help launch that motherfucker.
I mean,
That's why I'm saying we were there.
Yeah,
We had 6 people nationwide that worked in the marketing department to launch cigarettes nationwide with Salem Cigarettes. And that was my fucking job. These cigarettes were packed upside down in the pack.
Wow.
Because in the focus group, some dumb nigga said, we keep, as black people, keep our cigarettes where it doesn't look like the pack is open so nobody will bum one. They took that information and ran with it for the whole brand. The only reason why that brand did not come out is because they said it was a cigarette for black people. They specifically said that in their fucking news release. I know I was there. Malt liquor at the same time was all over the place.
I was just about to bring that. I was going to
But
say
they don't
cigarettes and
say
alcohol have been
it's
smart.
just for black people, but we know who's drinking malt liquor.
Call
And
40,
and I'll
call
bring it-
45.
And I'll bring it even
Works every
closer
time.
to today. That whole Nike thing, and my brother put me onto this. That whole Nike thing with Colin Kaepernick
It's bullshit.
was bullshit because they knew they would make a profit. First and foremost, understand the black dollar. That's the thing that most people don't understand. The black
Strongest.
dollar moves the world.
Oh,
So
yes.
Nike understood, here's a man, y'all boycotting for this man. Let's give him 30 million. Why? Because they gonna make more than that.
Yeah,
And the moment that black America found out that Nike was backing Colin Kaepernick, we went out and we bought Nikes. And not them shits that
We
look
bought
like New
more-
Balance.
more Nikes, 'cause we're buying
We was
them
already
anyway.
buying them, but we were buying them now for Cap. And my brother said, you know, the smartest thing for us would have been to just step back, let the white market make Nike go down, come in and get the prices while they was low, because Nike was gonna come back. But the reality of it is, Popeye's chicken sandwich,
Yep.
we grab shit and we run with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And
We're
so,
making it a
so
event.
when
It
it was
becomes-
all
it
said and
becomes
done,
status.
and it goes down to the
becomes a status thing.
It does, and it goes down to it's not necessarily that these conversations are not happening. You just may not be privy to it,
Right.
because at the end of the day, we don't want you to be a whistleblower.
Right.
I think for a lot of those companies, like I will say alcohol and cigarettes were always smart. They had always realized that black people buy shit.
Yeah.
But I can guarantee you, like Nike's thing is they wanted to be on the right side of history. They wanted to get, like, imagine if you could have been like somebody when Muhammad Ali was the biggest superstar and you never got a chance to sign, how much that
So let me
valuation
say
would have
this.
been.
So
That
let
was their viewpoint. Yes, you're right. They made $2 billion
Listen.
in valuation when they dropped that.
But even to your point, if you want to be on the right side of history, instead of giving Colin Kaepernick the money, why didn't you put the money toward what his cause was?
So you're right.
Because they
but-
lose money.
Because at the end of the day, you put the money behind the man because you knew the man was in front of the people.
They never was. See, the thing they never did was they never addressed the cause.
They didn't.
They just
let him
addressed
say,
him.
even if it costs you
Right.
everything,
Right.
you love.
Oh, yeah.
So he never even addressed it. They just
Right.
let him get with the whole afro look.
Yeah.
And,
And so this is the funny thing is that they're like sending money to Republicans or whatever like that.
All those companies
And
are, yeah.
one thing I did want to talk about marketing is just that, especially with marketing, people do like how I said how like they control like the black emotion. What I feel like black emotion is the most profitable thing on this
It
earth.
is.
Like for instance, back in the day, I forgot this guy. They said he was like damn near like the person that started the media or marketing, whatever, some white dude. So what they would do is they wanted women to smoke. So this guy said, hey, let's say smoking cigarettes, it's not woman-like. So so they started pushing that out. And then women are like, fuck that. If we want to smoke, we'll smoke. Bada bam, got him. Now they're smoking, not knowing that this person put this out to
that's
make
it.
women smoke.
And that's it.
So that's how the thing about marketing is that they'll do that. Now for Jay-Z knows that, and he'll be like, you know what? I want this, so I could say I don't want to do it because Jay-Z has a great hand on the culture. He's
Yeah.
done it. People were from wearing basketball jerseys, drinking Cristal, and did all that. So he's like, I don't want nothing to do with football, whatever.
Yeah.
And then everyone else under him, you got Rihanna, Beyonce, everyone else. Oh, I don't want that.
Nation.
Exactly. So now when he shows an interest in having his resume of the good stuff he's done,
Yeah.
they'll be like, okay, now we can come back in. So now, and he's telling the NFL, like, look, I have a good say in this. So I can help you, but I'm going to want this. So it works in
And at
his
the end of
favor.
the day,
Exactly what
and at the end of the day, here what y'all should do. I mean, y'all want this shit to go away. Have them come in for a trial. Now, how y'all handle it is on y'all. I'm gonna give you the idea.
Right.
But like I said that to somebody else. I was like, yo, I get that you boycotting. That's cool. They don't really give a fuck about you.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, the moment that happened, and you can go back and follow it, they started to religiously have games in London. Matter of fact, it went from one game in London, one to every other year, to 2 games every year.
Right.
Well,
And here's the thing.
All right.
Here's the other thing. I'm sorry.
no, I'll pop in
There is not an empty seat
No, there's
at the London games.
Yeah.
Not
They
one.
make sure of that.
It's a lure.
They are.
They're giving
packed.
them tickets away or whatever. They're making sure
Whatever.
that on
No.
TV,
Because everything is
that shit
visual.
looks good.
Because everything's visual.
I'm gonna say for the UK games, there is an odd correlation there, but it all comes down to the Jaguars owner. He bought that team for like nothing, and he came and he was like, "There's a big fan base in England. I promise you, bring you 2 games. I will even." He covered the first one. He paid for the move. He paid those owners to come. That's why the Jaguars and the Raiders, for whatever reason, England loves the Raiders. That's why they play there so often.
Didn't Tampa play the last time?
Tampa did, but the Raiders and Jaguar play there all. Jacksonville play there all the time,
year, yeah.
every year. For Jacksonville, it's because their owner is a Pakistani UK resident. He owns like an actual soccer team and shit.
That's bread.
Real football.
Yeah, real ass football and shit.
Football.
But for them, they want to do that. There has been talk that they have talked to the Chargers about moving to London because the Chargers are in financial ruin since
Yeah.
moving from San Diego to LA because LA does not give a fuck about the Chargers.
No.
Like a lot of some of the things aren't as racially motivated, but that is an odd fucking parallel. They were like, we'll just get the original white people.
Wait,
Why
I thought
fucking-
Oakland is moving.
Oakland's moving to
They're going
Vegas.
to Vegas.
Vegas.
They're going to Vegas.
That's dumb.
But for
I don't get that. The Raiders is like
get
LA.
that?
No, I mean like Raiders is like L.A. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
No,
like,
Because Las
Raiders
Vegas-
are like whoever's fucking paying us.
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking
Here's
about like the
other part-
culture behind
here's
the
other,
imagery.
Here's the other culture behind it, to answer your question, not to cut you off.
No, you're good.
They just legalized gambling on games.
Yeah.
Who better to have in fucking Vegas than the Pirates?
And the other thing is like Las Vegas, like the NFL said they would never allow it.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Las Vegas was like, we'll pay for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The city of Las Vegas is paying for the most high-tech, luxury-established football stadium in human history.
Yeah, that's
I
what
was-
it's about.
Wow, I
Every
didn't
seat
know
is
that.
going
I
to be
was-
incredible.
I was out the end of last year, the beginning of this year. We went to Vegas like twice in 6 months, and Vegas is ready.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
Like they have the one mall that's right across from shit. I can't think of the name of it.
Downtown?
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, I understand.
They
Designer Mall or something,
Something-
Fashion Square Mall.
Yeah.
Or shit, yeah.
they already have a store that is dedicated to nothing but. And it's not a sports
Raiders
store.
or-
It is a Raiders
It's all
store.
about the
Yeah.
money. It's always
Raiders.
all about
I
the
can
money.
guarantee you this offseason, because they're officially moving next season. Cam Newton's out. They're going to try to pick him up and drop Carr because they want stars. They're going to go big dick heavy because they're going into
Wow.
a city where they don't give a fuck.
Shit.
Yes, that's the move. That's the move.
Shit. Big dick.
Big dick
I
heavy.
got more to unravel. That's all you're gonna get for that.
But my whole thing was like, that is it. I had said like in one of the little random videos I did, that is the thing with black culture. We grab something, we run with it. The two examples I used was OJ. Y'all niggas not
What were you
old
gonna
enough.
say
Yeah,
about that, bro?
let's go for it.
When the slow speed chase came about, the black community was like, this nigga did it. Well, why is he running?
We talked
but
about
then
that.
the moment it was like OJ Orenthal James Simpson not guilty. We knew he didn't do it. We knew he did it.
Well,
And the same thing with R. Kelly.
That's exactly what the parallel. We have an idea about it,
Yeah.
but we don't want to see our heroes trashed in the streets by white people. Period.
That's real.
Period.
Yeah.
We've seen enough of that.
Yeah.
You want to see it again? Watch Watchmen on HBO.
Yo, love that fucking show.
That shit
Love that
starts
shit.
off
With the Black
Black
Wall
Wall
Street.
Street.
with Black Wall Street, and you see black people getting dragged down the street by a wagon. We don't want to see that shit anymore.
Yeah.
And definitely not by the media, and definitely not by the white
Yeah.
media.
And that also goes back to the whole marketing point. Listen, they know what power our money is.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had it in a time wherein we wasn't supposed to. Black Wall Street was balling in a time when
Yeah.
niggas wasn't supposed to.
Right.
You know what?
So
something is-
imagine now that we have more rights to do things. So you do it in a way, and like you pointed out, because I didn't even look at it from that aspect, they didn't acknowledge what Colin Kaepernick was arguing about.
Right.
They just gave him a spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And to my point, again,
Yeah.
if you want to be on the right side of history, put money behind the cause, not money behind the man.
You know what's something weird that it's when you think about it, like we go from a group of people around the world that's been oppressed, right? So like you'll have a slave master that gave the slaves barely nothing to eat. Black people were so creative, we made the scraps delicious.
Turn
Now
shit into good food.
so now the slave master is
Literally.
not eating the surplus food he got. He want to eat scraps with us.
Right.
That's a fucking funny. That's a
It
funny
works
thing.
It works every time.
Yeah,
and
it's the
then-
story of black history.
And then on top
Period.
of that, for some reason, we're the most, I'd say the most biased towards us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even with black people, like if you drive certain places in Fort Pierce, you're alert, like, okay, if just in case certain stuff happen, whatever. But for some reason, we have the thumb on the pulse of what is cool.
Oh, of course.
How do we have that power?
Because
That's
we
so
set
weird.
the standard. We've set the standard.
Because division.
Years, yeah.
Division has been set since slavery. That's how you get the house
But how
nigga in the
do
field
we-
nigga.
so
So,
how-
we certain things don't go away.
But how do
certain
we
things
have
don't
that?
go away. You have a person that's intelligent and articulate, and they can verbally express what it is that they feel. Look at this nigga. He think he better than us, huh? He talking white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that he's educated.
Right.
He's talking white. So it's that line. Everything that was done in slavery still exists to this
absolutely.
day. It's just not behind the whip.
It all comes back to a dick thing. It all comes back to a dick thing. That's why we're hated in the first place.
Oh,
Penises?
It's a
Your
dick
answer
thing.
is penises.
That's it. That's fucking.
Niggas getting intellectual. He's like, penis.
like I was
penis.
Like
That's
it
it,
caught
man.
me off guard because I didn't know if he was talking about an actual dick or a man that was
They want
being
to
a
be
dick.
like somebody that's so cool. When you were in school, how many white kids would look at what you were doing? If you did any fucking thing, it was so cool. Robert is, he is so cool.
And I'm
Robert.
looking like, really?
Right.
yeah.
I mean, it's just, but it comes down to, but they don't want you fucking their women.
No.
And that's the scary part.
Gonna zoom in there.
that gets your ass dragged behind the fucking wagon.
Yeah, and that's the thing. What was the name? Joe Johnson, heavyweight champion.
Jack Johnson.
Jack
Johnson,
Johnson. Yeah, he bet you couldn't do nothing. Yeah, he was gonna whoop your ass. So
They couldn't even get him. They had to make
he
the white
was gonna
women are
fuck whatever
going-
he wanted to fuck. But it's that thing, and I think like we do. I think to your point, we have to do a little more research, and then I think we have to put the power behind it because in the numbers, there's a quote by Adolf Hitler that they don't want you to know about because Adolf Hitler said if black people ever figure shit out, America would be in trouble.
Oh yeah, no, that's a thing.
Matter
I
of fact,
remember-
you know what?
No, that is
That's
the thing.
Yeah, no, they
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
He knew that. He was like they out. I've always thought it was odd when I see like population counts, especially here in Fort Pierce. They're like, yeah, it's 62% white. I'm like, where the fuck are these white people?
Yeah.
Please tell me.
Yeah.
Where
They
do
the
they
ones that-
live?
They're the ones that's
They're
answering
here
the
half
census.
the year.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
We-
During census time.
That is true.
They're here
Yeah.
half the
Yeah,
year.
but like but piggy off of what Phil said, he was like, why do we establish with school? We created the art.
We created
We created
everything.
all of the art. I fucking,
Everything.
It is confounding to me when I
Everything.
hear like every musical genre.
Everything.
God forbid, has been created by black people. And
Everything.
even if we're taking from something that white people maybe remixed a little bit, it
Made it
still
better.
came from black people.
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
a remix. They stole that shit.
They stole it.
Well, like
we
no,
just
I was
stole it
thinking
back.
about, like we were talking about how as the guy Juice WRLD passed away.
Yeah.
He talked about how highly influenced he was by emo music in the early 2000s. That still comes from rock and roll, which we
Blues.
fucking
I'm
invented.
sorry. He's influenced by what?
Emo, emotional music, emo. Don't know emo.
Like
No,
Green,
it's fine.
like Green Day. Like
No,
how
no,
punk-
not Green Day. No, that's
I'll give you an example.
My
Like
Chemical
I'm saying
Romance.
like ambient music. What are you talking about?
like emo, just pretty much like you could. You wouldn't say Green Day is emo. I'm
no,
trying
no,
to go
it's like pop punk. I'd be like, emo is like My Chemical Romance.
Well, if you
Used.
go to emo, that's coming from rock and roll. And we
Yeah, that's what I'm
created
saying.
and it
Like, no
goes to
matter-
blues.
Goes to the blues, which we invented.
changed
We
the
invented
message.
country music. We
Yeah.
invented the instruments that built bluegrass. We invented everything. The very structure of modern society is built on black voices and black minds.
But you know what's the crazy thing is? How does something from the low have so much? It's like what
we
we
was never below.
No. I'm saying like in the aspect of the grand scheme of things is that we were the oppressed ones. How do we have that power of that? What we do, what we influence is around the world.
Because
you know what I'm saying?
it's the narrative
It
that's
gets
pushed.
exported, just like
Yeah.
something that falls off a ship in the
sugarcane.
ocean. Like a coconut falls off somewhere and it floats out and goes to an island somewhere and plants roots somewhere else and it grows up into a palm tree.
It's
but
so
it didn't
weird.
come from that particular
Yeah.
island when
Yeah.
it started. It came from somewhere else and it ended up going somewhere.
It's so weird
The
that
thing
like
is, they try to.
Yeah.
What we've done is allowed them to separate us,
Yeah.
so that we can never take the fucking power for ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if all of us in this room said, "Okay, we're gonna create this thing and we're gonna go do it, and here's how it's gonna go," we could create something. And then if one of us fucking sold out and said, "No, fuck y'all, I'm gonna go over here and sell it to this white man," and he has the power now because he had the money to make it blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
As opposed to social media.
Yeah.
Now it's his.
Yeah.
We weren't even involved.
Yeah.
It's so
Nobody
crazy.
even knows we were involved.
And it's the narrative that's always been pushed. You know, when I started to pay attention, I don't like to use the term woke. When I started to pay attention, one of the things that I thought was very interesting was the whole idea of equality. Like you get these woke people that'll tell you who we descendants of.
we all couldn't have been kings.
well, we know better than that. So
We all could.
But if the belief is we're all descendants, then why would we search for equal rights? Because I guarantee you the Queen of England ain't looking for equal rights with anybody beneath her.
No.
I mean, but we also got stripped of that
Yeah, I was
culture
gonna say,
yeah,
completely.
stole that, yeah.
Like, if I'm
Which
gonna ask for
goes
something
to-
in the landscape I'm living, I just want something like what you got. You ain't got to give me all of it. At least some of it.
At least give me the opportunity.
Yeah,
right.
give me a piece.
Just give me the opportunity. I'll make my way.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, like, again, every part of black culture has been like, if you give us nothing, we'll make something of it. You give us fucking scraps, we'll make good food. You give us instruments, we'll make art. You take away those instruments, we'll turn the thing to make to listen to music into instruments. You take
That's
that away from
crazy.
us, we'll fucking take whatever. We'll make pots and pans into sounds. I don't give
Yeah,
a fuck.
that's
We'll
crazy.
strap some fucking old horseshoes to our shoes. We'll make our shoes music. It doesn't matter. We will make it happen.
One thing is so weird, like I thought about it, is the idea of equality. Like, I want you to be treated equal as a human being.
Yeah.
But it's like we want people to be equal, but we don't want our luxuries to be shared with other people.
I feel like that comes from a very white perspective too.
Yeah.
I was about to say, that's
Yeah.
the latest.
I'll give you an example. Like, for instance, when you're on social media and someone's like, "Hey, yo, I'm in the Cayman Islands. Like, what's up?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I want you to be equal as a human being, but what I'm doing, I don't want you to be privy to that too, because I want to be one
I
up
think
you.
that's almost a human nature thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the funny
Because
thing.
think about that. We do that with comics.
Yeah.
Something comes up, there's a contest, something. Oh, he ain't getting told. I'm just getting my shit in here. I didn't fuck them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I mean, how many
I'll
times have
tell
you seen
you.
cats
I'll
that
tell you
got
2
something?
hours before the cutoff. Like, yo, hey, did you hear about that contest? Oh shit, man! I think they closed it.
I
like
done seen plenty of names on stuff that I didn't even know was out there.
Yeah.
That somebody just got. And I'm like, well, how'd you get that? Oh, well,
Yeah.
Steve Harvey's thing just recently was one of those.
We didn't even know how that happened. It just
I
happened.
had no idea. I didn't even know it was on until it was over.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, I didn't even know how that happened. But that's something I find so funny. We combat of equal rights, but it's like, I want you to be treated equal, but I don't want you to have the same status as me.
I do think
You have
I
basic
think that
human
is
rights.
human nature.
It's
Like,
an interesting thing.
I want you to be okay, but I don't want you to be more okay than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a-
Like that's
it's like
that's
we're
the
like
reality.
gloating.
Like, oh man, y'all eating good. I'm glad we're eating better.
Exactly.
Like, you
Yeah,
know what
I think
Like,
that's also a very American viewpoint too. Like
Yeah.
as a nation, we're like,
Yeah.
I want mine. I'm gonna get mine. Fuck
Yeah.
everybody else on the way up.
Right.
Literally.
And if I don't get mine, I still want to make sure that the things, if I ever do get mine, are safe for me.
And some of that is also comes down to demographics and comes down to geographics.
Oh, absolutely.
Down here in the South, where it's a little more conservative for all these kinds of things, it's a whole different fucking ball game than where I'm from in Cleveland, Ohio. I was talking about this with a friend of mine just the other day. I'll give you a prime example.
Yeah.
We have something in Cleveland. It's called Leadership Cleveland. What it is a number of the corporations in Cleveland, white included, have developed a program to help bring blacks, Latinos, and people of color to the table on decisions for the city. Not for a neighborhood, not for a community, for the fucking city.
Right.
This has been going on for 25 years. They don't have no idea what I'm talking about here.
No.
Oh no, that's not a thing.
I come from a city where the first black mayor in America was. We can't get that here.
Even
Why?
better than that, we can go back to what was it, last year or the year before, that bullshit going on in Riviera Beach with the councilman, and like they couldn't tell you why the dude got fired.
Oh.
But y'all fired him, but y'all didn't have the power to fire him, so now he hung around. I think, matter of fact, they just reinstated him, and it's still a whole bunch of shit. But like you said, for the whole city, not.
Well, what I'm saying is it started for us 20, 30 years ago.
Right.
It's taken a lot longer to have that happen in this geographic area. Yeah. Because look at what we tried to do with Gillum and the government.
Yeah.
And the governor thing.
We knew he wasn't going to win.
It was
I didn't know he
I
was.
wasn't. I didn't feel confident he was going to win.
I didn't think he would. I didn't think he would get as far as he. I didn't think he'd get the Democratic nomination. I was shocked that he even got the nomination. I was like, this is Florida. We're not going to accept
But
these
that's
ideas.
my point exactly. You were shocked. Something like that doesn't shock me. I expect it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm used to going somewhere and a black man has some control over something. I'm used to going somewhere and a brother's in office. I'm used to looking up and there's black faces that have done shit in the city where I'm from because this is how I grew up, being tutored that way. The loss is you don't have that in certain geographical areas, especially like a Mississippi, Alabama.
Man, no fuck
you
no.
can't even get motherfuckers in city
Oklahoma.
council.
Like, you think about, what was it, Georgia last year, with the man who showed up with explosions and guns and shit, and you had an educated black one. Well, I will not vote for her. You Kentucky fried white piece of shit.
But that's
Look at what's that motherfucker's name with the glasses from Kentucky?
The fucking Mitch McConnell?
Yes.
Turtle
How the fuck does
face
he keep getting
motherfucker.
in?
What?
How the fuck does he keep getting in?
The people
When
in
he
the,
Oh.
has people, there's got to be a small percentage.
No,
people
most of
that he's
Kentucky
helping.
fucking hates him. He has the worst percentage of people in his constituency who like him.
And how does it happen?
Because he's really good at raising money. That's what he's good at. He's good at raising
White
money.
people money.
Yeah.
White
Old money.
Scare him, old money.
old money.
Old money. If it came back, I could get Cletus back in my Reigns money. Like, I want to have a stable of brown Negroes again money.
it's crazy.
Fuck out of here.
We just got different levels of Azam in these past
Nah,
few
like,
episodes.
I'm just dealing with like deep economic issues right now, so I'm just my.
It's
my-
usually the light-skinned ones that are usually
I'm just so fucking tired of like just rich white people saying stupid shit in public. Even poor white people like, you don't work hard enough.
Bruh.
Motherfucker, I got 3 jobs.
You
about
think-
to apply for 4. Fuck out my face.
You think you're tired?
I can't even imagine. No, like I can't.
I'm at the point where I'm done. It's
Yeah.
your turn.
I sit
Oh,
back.
yeah, I hear it from my father all the time. He's on the phone.
I'm like, y'all got to do something now, man.
I
It's time
said-
to start stepping up and kicking these motherfuckers in the ass and stop riding around getting gold teeth and having your pants hanging off your ass.
We are not even that kind of.
I was like,
I know, but
oh, okay. Yeah.
good Lord.
my son is doing it.
You know-
Not gold teeth, but
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is
I don't
this
live that
is-
life.
we
Yeah, because
gotta change that
you would have to
narrative.
pay for the gold teeth.
We
so-
gotta change that narrative.
He said that. We were like,
Yeah.
put
so-
crickets on when he said that.
Nah, I'm
and,
gonna
that-
leave that.
and that's the thing. You know, the funniest thing was we went to the store last night. She wanted to get some toys for her niece and nephew. So they young. So we went to Walmart, and I had a moment where I saw this white girl walk by. The dingiest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Looked like her shoes didn't fit right. And the first thing came to my mind was that damn Dave Chappelle. So I'm standing in the line with him with their smeared faces. Like, and the funniest thing is, dude is good at raising money. Whether anybody want to acknowledge it or not, hate is riding right now.
Oh,
And some
yeah.
people are
It's
good
the
at lighting
move.
the fire. Because then the second thought was, and this bitch probably thinks she better than me.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
and it's because of a narrative that was pushed. Hey, man, you may be poor white, at least you ain't black.
Yeah.
yeah.
Couple of things I wanted to hit on the UPS thing. You saw that? The robbery
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
UPS.
Yeah, I don't want to talk
bullshit.
about it because
I didn't see the whole thing.
I didn't see the whole thing either. But there's two things.
There's
One,
the elephant in the room. Were they black?
Probably.
I don't even know.
I don't-
I'm just gonna focus on the dude that got shot with UPS.
Yeah.
You know
didn't
the
do a-
police did it.
Yeah.
Oh, they killed.
Yeah, they rushed
they
him.
killed like 2 civilians who were just in the firing line.
Because did you
Right.
see so news clips show how these motherfuckers, like, it was cars, they were
Yeah, they rolled
ushering
up
them
on
through,
them. Yeah.
but they were standing behind shooting.
Yeah.
Like, you using my car as a
They
barricade.
didn't even bring SWAT in.
Didn't bring SWAT in.
Negotiator, none of that shit.
The biggest thing that's gonna come out, or I feel should come out, let me say it that way, because you can't always control what should come out.
Right.
What I think should come out is the fact that this dude, the police chief, this is the same motherfucker that was in trouble like 2 or 3 years ago when they was acknowledging the fact that they were purposely putting false cases on black people.
Yeah. Same
So
chief?
that's the same chief.
Okay.
And supposedly, and I can't say this for a fact, supposedly he gave them
The go ahead?
go ahead. Like I got a brother that worked for UPS. He was like, the wise thing for them to have done was just to let them go. Call UPS. UPS has trackers on their truck.
Yeah.
Let it go till it stop or go until they run out of gas.
California, that's what they did after the supposed to be chase bullshit.
Yeah.
Because they were tired of people just sitting at home watching this, or people having it happen so they could be watched by the neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're supposed to let the motherfuckers go.
Let them go. And here it is. It was an innocent bystander that got shot in the back
Yeah,
of the
some
head.
white old dude.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you killed the UPS driver, and I'm pretty damn sure they shot him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they rushed them. They
I
rushed-
watched it live.
Yeah.
They fucking put
Like-
200 rounds into
So
that
I got
truck.
a question. So did they just throw the? When did they throw the body? Because I remember the stepfather said that as soon as he saw the body hit the pavement, he was like, "Yeah, I know there's no life in him. I know he's dead." So when you saw that video, did they just like?
It literally looked like he fell out of the vehicle. Like,
And it may
they
have.
put 200 rounds into that vehicle
Because-
and others who were nearby. It
That
was
was-
insane.
There was a video I saw. Someone.
Can you
had posted.
imagine what people are going to be like when they find out their Christmas gifts have been shot up? It's not going to be good.
It's not gonna
Yeah.
be good.
It's not going to be good.
Fucked up, but accurate. Oh, there was a video somebody posted on Facebook Live that lived down there,
Yeah.
and they did like a Facebook Live after they had towed the UPS truck.
Yeah.
So they were like on the highway
Yeah,
next
yeah.
to it, and all you could see was blood on the steps. So 9 times out of 10, he was somewhere close to the door, and he probably
He was a
fell out.
shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shielded
Yeah, it was a
him.
shield.
And instead of getting a negotiator there, doing actual fucking police work, them boys cowboyed up.
Yeah, they did.
Like, it's our time to be
Right.
an action star. You're not
Yippee-ki-yay,
fucking, yeah,
motherfucker.
you're not
Yeah.
fucking John McClane. It's not how
That
this
is
works.
ridiculous.
And I think the bigger question is, did they actually rob the jewelry store, or was it an attempted
You know
robbery?
what? This is the weird part to me. Like, if you see any '90s heist movie, jewelry store robbery never works out.
Never. Well, I mean,
Never. They're doing crimes that in this decade don't. It
Yeah.
doesn't pay off.
Actually, it did kind of work out because that used to be a big thing in LA was smash and grab. Cats would come in with rubber mallets, smash, grab, and go. And Ice-T even has some lyrics about that kind of thing. He's like, I can talk about this now because the statute of limitations is over. But that's who they were mirroring. But in this case, he shot back at them before they got out, I believe.
yeah.
The owner was shooting at them. So I don't know how much they actually got. I never heard
I don't
that.
think they got very much.
Yeah, I know.
Because again,
That's
like
sort
they
of how
didn't
it
do
works.
it the right way. Like if you're gonna rob a jewelry store and you're gonna do a smash and grab, you need to. They had
I don't
one guy
think
with
they
a
did
shotgun.
one. I don't think they did a smash and grab.
I don't think they were successful, and that's my whole point. And then you come out and you put over 200 rounds in the
That's
UPS
wild.
truck.
And it's a UPS truck too. It's not a fast-moving vehicle.
Right.
Like it's not like they fucking
That was
took
the other
a
thing.
Mercy. They could have took like we're talking in an area they could have stolen any other vehicle.
That
A
was-
Toyota fucking
that was-
Camry would have done better.
And that was the other thing my brother said. I think he said the fastest they go is like 60 to 65 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's the average speed
How
on
many miles
995.
did they chase them? I thought they said 20. Did they say 20?
It might have been somewhere 20 or higher because I think what had happened in Miami and they ended up in Miramar, which is technically Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
it was the other way around. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But yeah,
'cause-
like you said, why did they just let them go? Track the fucking truck.
Yeah.
You know,
And at the worst, what are you going to do? You're going to catch 3 guys who did an attempted robbery? If no one's dead,
Yeah.
like, fuck it. It's
Right.
like,
and then you put the public in jeopardy. Not only did you put
Yes.
them in jeopardy, someone was affected by your lack of
Two
decision.
people.
4. No, it's 4.
More than
4
that,
people
because
died.
they
Well,
also
including
hit
the
some
shooters.
cars.
No, this
Yeah.
is civilians.
They
4
also-
civilians was the read I saw this morning.
And there's people that weren't killed but were still affected. Your
Yeah.
car got tore up.
Yeah.
They hit you. They smashed. Went around because that truck was making turns.
Yeah.
And going through traffic.
They probably had him driving. Nah.
No, I think they had him held up. I don't know the exact of like what was inside. I saw what I saw. Those fucking cops.
You know what's the crazy
cowboyed.
part? I don't know if it's true, but I heard that he wasn't even supposed to work that day. He was
No,
like,
he
No,
can't
it
call
was
them.
no,
What, that
what
his
it
first
was-
day driving?
That's what it was.
That's
My
what I
brother told
heard.
me
It
that
was
he
his
was
first
like
day driving.
he's been with UPS for I
Right.
think like 5 years, but that was like his first day driving.
Exactly right.
So
Yeah.
was he supposed to work that day, or
Yeah.
did they say?
It was
That
just
sucks.
his first day driving.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Behind the wheel.
And then like I saw like UPS was like, we're gonna set up a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Just fucking pay for his funeral.
Right.
Just fucking pay for it. You're a $1 billion corporation.
But- Right.
I
but
know
that's
you
the
have a
whole-
dead peasant's clause on him.
Did they really signed up?
Yeah, that's dead ass.
That is wild.
Because that's
corporate
the-
world don't care
listen,
about you.
If I can get somebody, because this is big, so if I can get someone to give money off of the sympathy, why would I pay? No. I'm not
Being on
saying
the right,
I'm not
being on
saying
the right
it's
side
right.
of the right side of the law.
I'm not
or
saying
history.
that it's right.
Of course. Yeah.
But that's the thought process. Why else would you set up a
well, let's hope,
GoFundMe and you
let's
could do
hope
it?
that they do it right and they get a GoFundMe and they either match or double whatever the GoFundMe
Right.
is.
Yeah.
That
Take
would make
care
more
of it, dude.
sense.
But it
That
would have
make
been
more
far cheaper to just, put 50. Because, I mean, like most corporations, most major corporations, they have what's called the Des Peasant Clause, where if you die, they get a mil point two, just because you died during your work shift.
And died like that.
Yeah, like you could have taken a small chunk of that, pay for the wedding. You still make a net profit that the family has no right to.
Right.
And you look good. And it's tax deductible. Like you just did a bunch of nice things all at once. But you're like, nah, fuck it.
I want the whole million.
I want the whole million.
Another thing I wanted to
Yeah.
touch on is the shooting in Pensacola.
I didn't even know that shit happened.
Now the weird thing is,
I don't know nothing about. I mean, I heard it, but I didn't know.
naval base.
Yeah, I didn't.
What
know the
happened?
He
details.
shot like 4 people.
yeah, he shot like four people, and then he ended up turning the gun on himself.
Saudi national.
Now this is the funny
Fucking
thing.
there for flight training. Again.
You know what's the funny part? Now this is so weird. You telling me a call center has a better background check than the fucking Navy base? Like, it's so weird. He's posting shit about like fuck Americans, I hate Americans, fuck
Oh,
y'all,
I didn't
whatever.
know that.
I'm gonna write out pretty much. Now I'm black, so you know I'm saying it. Fuck y'all, I'm gonna write out on y'all. I hate y'all, old Americans, whatever. And y'all teaching him how to fly a plane. Saudi Arabian history, 9/11, whatever like that. But it's funny because they don't really say it's a terrorist thing.
No, they didn't say that. But you know that was the deal. But they don't want to say that because of who
The
was
money
the
deal.
president.
Yeah,
Because he went
money-
over there and cut a deal with them on
Absolutely.
the money.
Yeah.
But if he was from like Pakistan, woo, they would have
Oh,
labeled
any
it.
other
Oh,
Yeah,
any
Middle
other
Eastern country.
Right.
Like, you know, Saudi Arabia is such. There's like.
They're wild. They're fucking wild.
What they did to Khashoggi, and they're like, no, we ain't kill him. All right, we might have killed him. We might killed him a little bit.
Fucking Saudi Arabia scares the shit out of me. Even like I'm Muslim. I've always wanted to go on the Hajj and go. You have to go to Saudi Arabia. I'm like, no. Hard pass. Fuck that.
Closest I
hard
got
pass.
was Bahrain. I'm in my room. We were doing a military tour. Through my adjoining door, all I can hear is "All Night Long" with Lionel Richie, over and over and over. It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
They torture
I'm calling
somebody.
down to the desk. What the fuck? Come talk to this dude. 2, 3 times. Finally, I go next door. I knock on the dude's door. Little Saudi guy comes to the door, wants to invite me in to hang out with him, his whore, and do some coke. Because going to Bahrain is what they can do when they're dodging what they can't do in Saudi Arabia.
Bahrain.
Yeah,
Bahrain
it's another country.
is a Middle Eastern country. It's right down a causeway from Saudi Arabia. So it's like Allah can't see around corners if they go there.
Oh wow.
They can go there and
That's
fuck
your
up.
clip.
Yeah.
That's your fucking clip for this one.
Yo.
Allah can't go around fucking
Yeah.
corners.
But you know, I never heard of that place.
Yo, you,
Oh, there are a bunch of little ones
bro,
over there.
there's a lot of shit you ain't heard of.
Yeah.
I just never
Go
heard
to
of that.
Afghanistan.
Oh, no.
They got something called Little Boy Thursdays,
Yep.
where they are allowed by law to take any little children 10 years of age and younger, usually, and they can gangbang them. And they're not considered gay. And this ain't something I read about. I actually saw this one. We were in a hospital doing another tour, and me and
Sick
some other-
children, bro.
Yep.
dude, me and some other comics are sitting here, and this old man comes in. He's got a little girl. She's about 12, and this little boy, 7, 8 years old. He's got makeup on his face, red, lipstick, eye makeup, and we looking at this little kid like, what the fuck's going on? That's when they explained to us on Thursdays, they can take these kids and boom, 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 and our military can't even do anything about it because that's their culture.
Yeah, that's just an Afghanistan thing too.
Because it is.
It's just specific to Afghanistan.
Because
It's
they
fucking
don't have
weird.
very many women. The guys are allowed to do that, and they're not considered gay. You'll see guys walking around holding each other's hands, and they're not considered gay until they can do whatever they want with another dude until they get married.
Yeah, Afghanistan's fucked up.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yo,
You bomb a country enough, it goes well
that's-
beyond that.
That's
fucking,
not even really a country. It's almost a territory, man. And if
Yeah.
you go there, we were flying on a Black Hawk. And it was just miles and miles of nothing but rock.
Yeah.
Just rock. And then in one part, there's actually a glacier because it's on the border of, I don't want to say Antarctica, but it's on the border of someplace cold. I remember we went down this old riverbank, and there's one side of it looked like the fucking moon because there was all ice, and the other side was all rocks and mountains.
Dude, that is wild.
Which is, I understood completely why we couldn't find Saddam Hussein. And what's the other, who's the dude we killed?
Osama?
Yes. I understood why we couldn't find him.
Oh, we definitely killed that man.
Oh, yeah, we
Threw
We
him in the
definitely
water?
killed him. Oh, yeah.
we got him.
Yeah, we killed
I
him.
get it now because they don't want him to have a royal.
They don't want him to be a martyr.
Yeah, no, they
They don't want to have a place.
Yeah, they fucked that man up.
That's the same reason I don't want anything to happen to Trump.
That is true.
Same reason. I don't want nothing to happen to this
I
man.
still find one of the oddest moments of my life now that Donald Trump is president. I have a moment of when I was watching The Celebrity Apprentice, and that happened, and I was mad because I loved watching The Celebrity Apprentice because that show was fucking insane.
It's still weird to me that you say the two words together, Trump and president, in the same sentence.
Fucking bizarre.
It is. It seems like a bizarro world. It does.
Dog, you broke my brain. I'm still.
Dude, there are a lot of
My
places.
brain is broken.
There are a lot of places on the planet when you find things out. You're like, humans are awful.
Yeah.
Humans are
But
truly trash.
that one for the little kids, that one blew me away. I had to go outside, I had to get away from it. And some Marines told us a story about how they were going down a road and they looked over and like what was a poppy field or a cornfield, and there's a bunch of guys, and when they're kind of checking it out, and they go over there and they're banging the shit out of this kid, and they could not get involved. It becomes an international incident.
Yeah, I couldn't be. I
Because
definitely.
that's their
I'm
culture.
going to jail. I'm gonna get tried at the fucking Hague. It's done.
You really, bro. I think this is the episode I got broke, bro. I was like, yeah.
It's it, dude. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You can look this shit up. It's still going on. This is
Yeah,
not something like
there was
from years ago. And
It was a
stopped.
New Yorker article about
That was-
7 months ago.
Yeah.
It has like a specific name. I can't
Yeah.
think. Like that's the translation is little kid Thursdays, whatever. And like like there have been multiple like the UN has tried to step in,
Yeah.
and they're like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
And
And
like
stepping in.
there's nothing you can do ostensibly.
We
It's just
landed.
awful.
We landed in was it Afghanistan? And it was a big open valley like Death Valley. And we land. It's not even an airport. It was just military plane and we land. And right when we landed, there's two dudes standing right when we're getting ready to land. One is like 6'4", the other guy's like 5'8", and the two of them are just standing out here in the middle of nowhere holding hands. We didn't even understand what the fuck that was about. But it was just strange shit that you see. Other cultures do, and then they look at us as being fucking strange.
Yeah.
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 Well, I think this concludes the second part.
This is really the note you want to end on?
I don't know, bro.
Makes you think about R. Kelly in a different way.
No, it doesn't.
No, not
That's
really,
definitely
no,
not
no.
the note you want to end on.
He brought it back. We're like, nah, no.
Well, I
No.
was trying to get a segue so we could finish out.
You
with
know
the
what?
song.
Hold on. Wait. You know what's the fucked up part? When he said, I was like, do they got a SoundCloud account?
Yeah.
Because if they had some fire music,
You let it go.
if they had fire music, if they had great music, if they had a great discography,
great beat.
We can.
I can't believe I can't believe
Oh my God, what is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
I don't fuck with that shit. We had a whole argument about Chris Brown and how I said I was. You were like, man, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
No. I said Rihanna and Chris Brown were fighting each other.
That means nothing.
So listen.
They
at
were
the end
fighting
of-
each other.
At the end of the day, 4th of July, 2020, there's still gonna be some motherfuckers playing "Step in the Name of Love."
Oh,
Absolutely.
trust
Oh
me
yeah.
on that.
Oh, Remix to Ignition is playing at
Hell to the
probably
end.
the party I'll be at tonight.
Yeah.
Going into the New Year's.
Yeah.
Can I get it?
I Believe I Can Fly is not going away.
No.
Never. No.
It's not going away.
Fucking, it's in Space Jam. We're getting a Space Jam remix.
And when
remake.
we was talking about it earlier, the one thing I wanted to say was even after the allegations was out, there are Christian artists to whom he wrote songs for.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, I
In
forgot
time
about that.
after. So yeah.
They're all trying to step away from. Oh, well, we
Yeah.
didn't know, and if
Yeah.
I had known at that
Everyone
time,
knew.
Shut your ass.
You know what's so funny? The weird part about all these allegations for these artists, you forget, oh man, they have some dope ass music.
Some of them.
I was like,
Some of them.
Like, I was
And
like,
then
oh,
some
man.
of them get allegations, and then you find out, like the baby, like I fucked with the baby. Like
He's hilarious.
Like he is funny.
He's
as
hilarious.
shit.
What did the baby do?
He killed the man in Walmart.
Self-defense.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
self-defense.
Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't faze me at all. All right.
He beat that guy, and his
in the
pants was
mall.
halfway off his ass.
He beat the dude in the mall. I mean, like
He's doing hood shit.
He's protecting his brand.
That's fair.
Pretty
I don't
much.
give a shit then.
pretty much. But I
protecting
mean,
his
like,
brand.
Problem.
Like,
the man has thoughts. He's like, yeah, I stabbed a bitch in front of the fucking store.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I expect this from the baby.
You know what? You know what I hate about I hate how for actors they could be method, but if a rapper didn't actually sell drugs to that old lady around the corner, you don't want to listen to him. He's not credible. It's all entertainment. But it's so funny. We don't like when someone rap about shit they don't do, but we hate when someone dry snitches on themselves. So it's like, what is the balance? You don't want you laugh at someone for being a criminal, but you want them to be authentic about what they're saying. There's got to be a line.
Just be reformed
Well-
enough and smart enough to not. I don't need Bobby Shmurda, who's going to be like, yeah, I definitely shot 3 people. And be like, oh, okay, you're going to go to jail now.
But it's crazy. You in the club dancing. He just shot innocent people, but it hit hard. It's just weird.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Hot niggas are fucking
Yeah,
predators.
well, I guess we different.
No.
I'm even at the point now where I'm not even.
No.
dancing
But
no more. Now I'll get in the car, the baby will come on, and I was like, yeah.
I can't get down with, was it Blueface?
there's
That's the one I'm
literally-
like, ah.
Face I can't fuck with, but I mean,
I
shit,
don't
you
care what
put
nobody
on.
says that kid cannot crip walk properly.
No,
He can't do
you
anything
rap
properly.
on beat.
So
but
the shocker.
When the damn beat drop, anywhere you at, it's some girl that's ready to turn her ass up and twerk,
Yeah.
but call her Tatiana and she ready to
Oh,
fight.
yeah, you get swung on.
Like,
Right.
You know, but I mean, shit, I get in the car now and the baby come on. I'm the type of baby that'll fuck the babysitter. I would have fucked one of my babysitters. I can relate. You know what I'm saying?
There's literally a clip on YouTube about a murder had happened, but they didn't solve it. But this dude was rapping literally how he killed a person, like stabbed him, yoked him. Then I had to choke him. Nobody there when I just went and spoke him. Like the flow is, the flow is, and then it's sad because
But
it's
that's
like
black culture. I mean,
he literally. That's why I
See,
said that.
therein lies the rub right there. Is that black culture or is that something else? Is that another culture?
that's a-
Because
It may be-
that's-
it's the
hold on.
influence of a-
We get painted with that brush
It's the
as not being black enough because you're not down with that.
Absolutely.
I
yeah,
think
that's what happened.
it's
When-
easy
but
to
that's
say
not-
it's an influence.
Absolutely. But
It's an
that's
influence.
the thing that white people will buy into and call all
Black
of
culture.
us
Yeah.
as being
Because-
our culture
Yeah.
as-
Because
or,
gang
being,
culture-
or being black enough.
Because gang culture technically comes from the Italians. With the like some of the things that they try to mirror. Let me say it that.
Yeah, you go. The Italians and the Japanese and the Chinese brought gang culture to
Yeah.
America.
Because I mean,
They are the
to
most
your
prominent.
point, it's some shit that blew my mind away. Niggas knew who killed Pop long time
Oh,
ago.
Well, that's some
Absolutely.
nigga shit there.
Yeah,
Like they knew.
they
Like,
know.
And
They
then
know.
it wasn't until now that they come out because the one dude did the song say Tupac must
I
Tupac
know
had
what
to
you're talking
die,
about.
and he goes through talking about it. And then there's some other influential gang members that was like, well, yeah, but I mean, it wasn't my shit to tell. Like everybody knew.
Everybody
knew what
knows who
happened.
kills Tupac. And that guy, that detective, there's something on YouTube, I think it's called Murder Rap, and he literally breaks it down like
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
what
because
happens.
they did. That's what it wasn't. That it was. They did the Unsolved on Netflix.
That was based off of that.
That's based.
That was
based on
based off of that,
And so
yeah.
then I started. I think right after that came out was when the dude came out with the song. You know, Tupac
We all
had to
know who
die.
did
and
it.
then like he went through, and what he was saying was like he went through. He wrote it from the perspective of the guy that shot
Orlando
Tupac.
Anderson.
Okay.
And the interview was on the Breakfast Club, and they was like, "Well, I like, but you kind of like." He was like, "It was a story. Everybody knew it. Everybody in the hood knew it.
Everybody in that hood.
Yeah, everybody in that hood knew
Yeah.
it. Like, we weren't
But
gonna go and tell."
then again, that's a whole another geographical
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Because the LA gang thing
It's way different.
is totally different than what's going on in the rest of the country, even though the rest of the country is trying to tag off of that.
Yeah.
The LA gang culture was always about making money.
Yeah.
They were killing people, but they were selling drugs. You in my neighborhood. You were wearing the wrong shit. You taking money out of my family's mouths.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
These guys, I don't know what the fuck. They're not making money.
They paint their hair rainbow colors. And,
Okay.
And riding in police cars, and then people get mad when they snitch.
Nah. Well, it was fun, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this shit up. Hey, my dog, co-host Robert Bass,
Dude.
the incomparable L.A. Hardy. Thank you so much
Oh,
for coming.
man, I'm
here.
so
Thank you
glad
so much
you
for-
was
Thanks
here,
for having me,
you-
man. This was fun.
They hit me with the, oh, well, you the old nigga of the show. So now some of the shit I would have said, you said, and it don't sound so crazy.
And the guy behind the boards, Azam. This is the Papi Negro podcast. Forever petty, forever roasted.